talk about digital society. Which one? Okay. Today I'm going to talk about digital society in China. And my name is Chang Sun, and I am a second year PhD student at Institute of Data Science at Maastricht University. And about myself, just very briefly, I was born in Jilin province in China, which is located northeast of China, yes, and is on the border of Russia and North Korea. And why I highlight this, because my hometown is not top cities in China. So what I've seen is not only happening in Shanghai or Beijing, but also in like this level city. And also I studied in Shanghai for 7 years. I have seen so many development happen in Shanghai. And then I moved to Netherlands and studied artificial intelligence since 2015. And about my work, I'm mostly focusing on privacy-preserved data mining, distributed machine learning, and also do data analysis in health. And about my personal life, I like sports, traveling, and classic music, etc. And why I wanted to give this talk, because I have been in Netherlands for 4 years, and I have been asked many questions about digital society in China, and those questions are ranged really wide. Like people ask, do you have Wi-Fi in China? And now people ask, does government really watch everyone in daily life level? So I see many people, they are very curious about what's happening in China, and they got so many news from the media, and they just curious about that. And so that's why I wanted to talk about this in a very relaxing way. And today my talk will mainly answer these 3 questions, like how does digital society look like in China, and is the news about a social credit system true? I think many people already heard about that. And last one is, what do people think about living in this digital society? Not only Chinese people, but I also want to know what do you think about this digital society? And why we focusing on China's digital society, not other countries, because I think you almost see news about China now every day, and because the speed, the development speed is super fast, and you just don't know why it's so fast. And the skill, which I mean in your daily life, so it's not in only in scientific domain, and also in normal, let's say general public level. And the support here, I mean not only the support from the government, the support for the general public, from like my grandparents' generation, they also support new technology. And why? And security, of course. I think everyone here is wanted to question like how people accept those cameras and those systems. Okay, let's start it. And okay, I think you are kind of familiar with these pictures. Like, think about your daily life. You wake up and you want to go to the work, and then you need breakfast, and you go to a shop. Normally, the left picture you see, those breakfast, we call that something like the street food. They are temporarily there, and they can move. So normally in Netherlands, you also see that in the market, they ask you pay by cash. Normally, they cannot support the credit cards or even the bank card. But in China, we already use the phone to pay that. They give you the QR code, and then just scan that, and then your money will be automatically deducted from your digital wallet. The same happening in the market, the vegetable market. Why I show this to you picture? Because normally those people or those occasions, they are not well educated people. Let's say they're not like in a bank or in an airport. You have all technologies. Those people are just normal daily life, and they work with vegetables, or they are farmers. They use phone to pay. They accept phone to pay actually. And then for the bus, People also use the phone to pay by their transport, and super easy actually. And you see the green part, yes, Chinese, it says if you pay cash. So if you use the card or the digital version, you get 50% discount. So they encourage you to switch to the cashless society. And this one is super interesting because for me, when I was in Shanghai, it was 4 years ago. It didn't exist, but now it exists. So this is in the Shanghai metro station, and you see here, so it supports cards or phone, and the screen, you see a little screen there, is for the facial face recognition. So you just walk. You don't need to stop there. But you can run. You just slowly walk through the gate, and then it can recognize your face and find your account, and then deduct the money from your account. That's the idea how those machine works. And maybe you will ask why we need that. Why we don't use card? Why we don't use NS card like in Netherlands? Because actually in China, let's say in Shanghai, there are 25 in Shanghai is a city. We have 25 legal citizens living there, and every day Shanghai Metro support 10 million people transport by train, by metro. So it's huge pressure, and maybe in Europe you think, oh my gosh, there's so many people, I'm not going to live in that society, it's horrible. But people living in Shanghai, they think, how can I decrease the time when I wait in every line? If you use card, you find, oh, I don't have enough money for transport metro. You need to recharge, right, your card, and then you wait. There are 30 people waiting there. And of course, you need to be in your working place on time. And every day, you're struggling with this problem. That's why those facilities designed for people to living in a convenient society. That's why public really support those things. You really feel my life is getting easier and convenient. And also, and this one, why I show this, because I was shocked when I back home last year. So just 1 year ago, when I back home, I realized that when my dad drove the car into the parking area, so it's in my apartment, so he drove the car and then he didn't need to stop. So he just drove it, and then the camera recognized the plates. It shows the number of the car's plates, and then say, okay, your fee is paid, because normally we pay like the parking fee annually or whatever, monthly. So you're able to enter this parking place. But if you are, for instance, you didn't pay the fee or something wrong, and then the thing will not allow you to drive into the parking area. But before, those were made by people. So those companies hire people to check cars. Normally we have 300 cars in the parking place. You check it every day. Okay, this car paid, this car doesn't. Okay, so everything is manual work before, and then now you have machine. Of course, people happy with that. And this is from Alibaba company. I think maybe you know Aliexpress. Okay, yeah, people know what is Aliexpress. So Aliexpress is the same, is the company of Alibaba in China. And then this is petrol station. Sorry, this is petrol station. So we drove the car to there, and there's no one working in this station actually. So the camera recognizes your car and who is the owner of this car, and the plates, and which number, which type of oil, petrol you need, and then how much you need. And then you just, okay, get it, fuel my car, and then you just leave, because it's linked with your Alipay wallet. It will detect from your digital wallet. So it's like really no human beings work, kind of like that. And of course, robotics. Of course, it's always related to our digital society. And those robotics, they serve in many public places, in bank, insurance company, in train stations, in airport area, I think. Because we have so many people, they need to take the train and they need someone to answer their question, like where is platform 43? I don't know, and my train is going to leave. What should I do? That's why those these, I don't know, robotics assistant can help passengers how to find their way. And this one, okay, it's quite famous, even in China, super famous about this system. It's called Face++. And the main goal of this system is to catch escaped criminal. So why it's very famous also in China? Because we had a very famous singer, and I think he had like 5 concerts last year. And then when the audience enter the concert and they have this face recognition, and the policeman used this system, I think called, I don't know, as around like 9 criminals only by this system, because the system connect with escaped criminal database. So I don't know whether they have my face there, I don't know, but I really don't know. I cannot say they have or they don't, I don't know. But they do have the criminal database. They can find a criminal immediately, I think in 1 minute. I don't know how much time they need, but very fast, and then will notice, how to say, send a alarm to the policeman, and then they can get the criminal immediately. That's why this system very famous in China, because it's kind of like advertising those systems to say artificial intelligence is helping us to make our society safer and more convenient. And yeah, and this is those pictures or those equipments I want to show is to let you know why there's so many people in China that support those technologies, why they don't, let's say, I have been asked a question like why they don't against that, why they accept that. I cannot answer this question for all Chinese population, but I think this is the reason why a bit, let's say, people can accept those technology around them. And yeah, of course, they sacrifice their privacy, but yeah, it's a balance, huh? And second topic, what is social credit system? How many of you heard about this system? They score citizens? Okay, many people know that. Okay, perfect. So actually, I couldn't find a definition in Chinese. So I searched that, I got the definition from Wikipedia in English, and it says a national reputation system. I mean, this definition is too vague. And also the source, I checked the references. All references are from, US or UK media, and then they're not from the people who design or who are using this system. They are from Western media, so I don't know. They're in English. I mean, in English, huh? And the data collection, I was so shocked because I didn't think about that, how the imagination can be. Like, they think the data come from, of course, location is possible, France, okay, health records, maybe, insurance, and even private messages, financial position, gaming, and smartphone statistics. And the last one is dating behavior. I was like, oh my gosh, they linked with Tinder? I don't know. No, but I mean, this is, I only find it in English. There's no Chinese definition on how they collect data. And the punishment, of course. You have the system for what? And the main goal of this system is to punish people. They have like travel ban, like they stop people by traveling, or they do not allow people to go to the private school, because normally most students in China, we study in public school. And private school, they're super expensive. It's like 10 or even 20 times than the public school. And of course, religious minorities, those punishment. And do you think it is true or is over explain or misunderstanding? Do you think it's possible it's happening in China that the government gets everything? Is it possible? Actually, I'm not from the government, so I cannot completely answer this question, okay? But what I found is that indeed this social credit system, this name exists, and we do have this social credit system, but it is not what you think. It is not the same as those medium said, at least what I found, okay? And for instance, the most popular words, the blacklist, from the Chinese definition, it says the blacklist is to punish all kinds of legal activities that do not constitute criminal activities. So I can give you a case that, for instance, Amrapali, my colleague, she borrowed like 10,000 euros from me, and then she just rejected to give my money back. And she can do whatever she wants. She doesn't care. I have a disease, I need treatment. She doesn't want to give me money back. In this case, we call that illegal, but it's not criminal. So before, what people do with this case, they can do nothing actually. There's no solution for that. They can sue the person who should give the money back, but even in the court, they say, okay, you should give money back to me. Then still, Amrapali can say, okay, but I'm not going to do that. And this case will last like 40 years later. There's no solution. And then now the government create this blacklist. The solution is, okay, Amrapali, your behavior is not criminal, but it's illegal. You're in the blacklist. You cannot travel. You cannot book in the first class from the flights, the high-speed train. You cannot book the stars hotel, luxury apartments, Airbnb, no. And you cannot buy luxury house, of course not. And your children cannot study in private school because you owe me money. You should give me money back first. Then you remove your name from the blacklist. Then maybe they will consider your children can go to the luxury private school. And traveling, I don't know, they say traveling, but I don't have any explanation. I didn't find any explanation like how you define traveling. Traveling abroad or traveling where? But I just put it traveling here. That's what I found. They say the punishment about the people who in this blacklist. I see a
So
question.
who is the judge of that?
Yes, good question. Yes.
Maybe you will get there, but yeah.
Yes. From their website, I will show you the website, but they don't have English version. But from website, it says, for instance, she owes me money. She should give me money back, and I sue her first. So in the court, the judge said, okay, you should give me money back to Chang, but you reject to execute the judge's order, then she will be in the blacklist.
But how you prove she owed you money?
Oh, I have her, normally in China we do notes. In the notes, I don't know whether in Netherlands it happened, like in notes you said, Amrapali borrowed 10,000 euros from Chang. And then we both sign or use the finger like with something, stamp. Yeah. And I'm going to show you these two websites, quite interesting. Vincent? Okay. So, the first one, I'm sorry, it doesn't have English. Translate to English? I try? Okay, perfect. So, yeah. Okay, guys, wait. This is transparent. I have seen transparency in data science for like years. Then they're doing something very transparent. You see that from website. And I'm going to explain. I don't know how they translate this. So there's people who lost their trust. You shouldn't trust those people. And the not horrible, but kind of scary thing is that their name is here, their full name. Their full name is here, and this is their, in Netherlands we call it BSM. And we have, I don't know how many numbers, like 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. So anyway, there are 4 numbers hidden. So you see other numbers, but we have a pattern in this number. But if you know this person name and birth date, you know everything normally, yeah. And another website is called Credit China. I think if they publish this website, then I can show the public. I was wondering last night, it's like, should I show that? Yeah, so they have a searching engine here. Let me see whether I can translate that to English. Yeah, I can. They have a translate tool here. And, a moment. Okay. So here, I'm sorry, there's a, yeah. So, you can enter, you see the legal person and other organizations, unify social credit code. So you can enter, if you know this code, you type in this code, you can see whether this company or whether this legal person has any illegal activity. So, super transparent. I will show you what I found. Let's see. For instance, I'm sorry, they're all in Chinese, but I will explain to you. First, yeah, you see the blue text here. Here, sorry, here. It says 2018 Security Production Blacklist. And then it says the source of this data is from a organization, and I blocked the name of this company. It is a company. And then here you can see the name of this legal person of this company. And here, like 2 lines here, it explains why this company being added into this list. And it shows in 2018, in this company, there's a big accident happened and 5 people died. And why this happened? Because this company doesn't have a security production certificate. So actually, this company is doing something very illegal, but government didn't catch this company, and something bad happened, and then this company being added to this blacklist. And it also shows the update date. And here is the address of this company. So almost everything about this illegal company, no, it's legal company, but which has illegal activity, is everything exposed. So it's almost saying if you own a company, do not do anything wrong, otherwise you will be in this list. And the thing is, I don't know if you are in this list, how you can remove. Because for person, if you owe me money, then you just give me money back. You can request that I want my name removed from this list. But from the company, I mean, if this accident happened, you cannot go back. Yeah. And yes, that's the social credit system, what I found, at least running now in China. And it's not about your dating behavior, it's not about your friends. At least now it's not that direction yet, but I don't know in the future. But it's very challenging for technology to do such big data collection and analyze. I don't want to see that in the future, but anyway. Yeah, and what Chinese people think in this digital society, there's actually you see those the people who lost their trust. This name list is getting updated every day actually, and I think since last year until 2018, we had around 24 million people. They were not allowed to take the flights. It's a lot actually, and of course it really influenced people's life. So then, yeah, what do people think about that? And an interesting thing is that when I talk to my parents, my grandparents, they feel like it's super good, kind of like they feel like super excited to see every year new things come, and every year they're like new technology within the government is happening. And of course, as I explained before, it's like a public needs and supports, because the we have huge population. We do need a better facilities for the whole society. And yeah, and the third point is that's the direction where the country will go to, because our president, the president in China, he gave many talks and keynotes in very important congress in China, and he said in 2020, China will keep the pace with US. Have the same like technology race and scientific publication, etc. And 2025, China should have AI breakthroughs, and in 2030, China should be the AI leader all over the world, something like that. So it's kind of like a national goal to achieve. So people think, oh my gosh, we are competing with US now. We definitely should win. You know, it's like a national goal together. But also, people really worry about the privacy, because when they see those, for instance, the payment. If you pay with your digital wallet, every single financial, transfer is exposed to one central, whatever is company or government. So this person or this organization will know everything about you, where you spend money, how much you spend, where did you go, and you don't know what they can do with your data, but you feel like, did I say too much? Like, did my data say too much? So the people also wanted to have a, new law or a more complete law on, for instance, how to protect their privacy or how to use those technology properly, because it's possible that there are many companies, they wrongly use the data, they share data without consent, and then they collect your data, analyze the data, and they call you, okay, we predict you will die in 10 years. Do you want to buy our insurance products? Yeah, my father is bothered by many calls because his data is exposed somewhere. If he bought a new car and the insurance company and the parking, whatever, so many companies call him, do you need this service? So that's the reason people really need this privacy law, but it's not to control the government, to control the companies, okay? Yeah. And yes, this is some thoughts I wanted to share with you, is that a digital society is a society. So then if it's a society, it's of course related to the history, the culture, the background, and everything. It's not only about technology, not only about digital. It's about your society, which is very, very related to your culture. It's not only about technology. And what I want to say is that your digital society, you can choose that. I mean, you're not bounded with this digital or this technology. You can choose your direction in the future. And what kind of society you would like to live in, I think this is a question you need to ask yourself. But I want to share one point of mine, because I believe we shouldn't stop developing new technology because there's things happening. We should think in another way that we apply those new technology, what we should protect our privacy within this technology, instead of saying we stop developing technology because even you stop, other countries, they don't. I mean, one day they will have like huge gap here, and then you never know, right? So I think it's good to think about that, and then to choose what you want to live in the future. Yes, thank you. This is my talk, and yes, this is last. Thank you.